पहली बार बायलैटरल विजिट हो रही है किसी इंडियन प्राइम मिनिस्टर की। कल मोदी जी खुद यहाँ आ रहे हैं। किस तरह से आप लोग देख रहे हैं इस विजिट?
हम देख रहे हैं कि हमारे जो प्रधान सेवक है हमारे कंट्री के, वो अपने कम्युनिटी के लिए ही काम कर रहे हैं। हम जो समुदाय यहाँ इंडियन रहते उनके लिए आ रहे हैं। ये उनमें ब्रुनाई के पॉपुलेशन के लिए और हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। और हमारी समुदाय, इंडियन समुदाय का खास करके हर फील्ड के अंदर बहुत अच्छी कंट्रीब्यूशन दी हुई है। ऐसे सुल्तान को हमारा शत शत प्रणाम है। और हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो हमारे लिए आ रहे हैं उसका तो हम तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार है। और हम कहते हैं अतिथि देवो भव, हम सेवा में लगे हुए हैं। हमारे से जो भी सेवा होगी हमारे कंट्री के प्रधानमंत्री के लिए हम हाजिर हैं और हमेशा रहेंगे।
बायलैटरल विजिट पहली बार हो रही है। यहाँ पर जो इंडियन कम्युनिटी है जो करीब 15,000 है, किस तरह से देख रही है इस विजिट को? क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस है आपकी?
कम्युनिटी में तो काफी पहले उत्साह है, खुशी है और माहौल बन चुका है कि प्रधानमंत्री आ रहे हैं, तो उससे कम्युनिटी एकजुट होके प्रिपरेशंस में लगी है। लोगों ने अपना दिल दिया है इस बात को कि पहली बार प्रधानमंत्री ब्रुनाई में आ रहे हैं। और एक हमें इस विजिट से ये है कि ब्रुनाई और इंडिया के जो रिलेशंस है वो और फर्दर स्ट्रॉन्गर होंगे। जैसे 40 साल स्ट्रॉन्ग रहे और ज्यादा फर्दर स्ट्रॉन्ग होंगे। और देखा जाए तो जहां भी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी गए हैं वहां हमेशा कुछ न कुछ अच्छा करके आए हैं और अपनी समुदाय के लिए कुछ कहते हैं ना 200% देते हैं हमेशा वो। तो हमें इस विजिट से तो बहुत सारी चीजें देखने को मिलेंगी। जैसे स्पेशली हिज मैजेस्टी द सुल्तान हाजी हसन बोलकिया मजिद वदौला जो हमारे किंग हैं यहाँ के, बीइंग सच अ जेनरस किंग और मीटिंग the PM of India, this is going to be itself a historic moment.
I came here for a 3 months job and here I am 22 years and still counting. So 22 years and 6 months in this beautiful country.
Prime Minister Modi arriving tomorrow. How do you see this visit and what's your expectations?
You can see my face, my body is vibrant because when we come here in 2002, we were like unknowns. And today we have a big respect because of our contributions and our teachers, our doctors, our nurses. They all contributed, engineers, inspectors, laborers, blue collars. We have contributed so much and Bruneians started to respect us with the last 20, I can see the last 2 decades, it is growing. But with this word of Mr. Modi ji is coming here, everyone is like excited. Even Bruneians are excited. They are saying, "Oh, your Indian Prime Minister is coming to Brunei." Wow, that is why today I took leave to contribute to this cause, and we are very much delighted, and we are excited to receive Prime Minister Modi ji, who made us proud and made India proud all over the globe.
From our business community, we are very happy to have our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji arrival, and we are warm welcoming our Honorable Prime Minister to Brunei Darussalam. Welcome to Brunei Darussalam, and we are hoping between Brunei and India better relation, more stronger, and between in economy and social and community level.
We welcome the Prime Minister first and foremost to Brunei, and I think this would be a good bilateral relationship between India and Brunei as his first visit to Brunei from any leader from India. Hopefully there will be more visits from political leaders to Brunei, which would cause a certain excitement within the community in Brunei as well.
Warmly welcoming the Prime Minister to Brunei. And I think his visit will mark a significant role in trade, bilateral relationship and cultural exchange between these two countries. We expect from our Indian Chamber of Commerce there will be a more stronger relationship between India and Brunei, and the business community between both the countries will be exchanged and more stronger than ever before.
What is the significance of this historic visit for both India and Brunei?
Well, you see, Honorable Prime Minister is on a 2-day official tour to Brunei Darussalam on 3rd and 4th September. In our 4 decades of diplomatic relationship, this is the first bilateral official visit by the Prime Minister of India to Brunei Darussalam. It is a historic moment in our bilateral relationship and also for the Indian community in Brunei Darussalam, that high-level bilateral engagement between Prime Minister Shri Modi and His Majesty the King is going to take place. This visit is historic in many ways, that Brunei and India have been civilizational neighbors, as you know, that India shares a deep historical roots and bonds with Southeast Asia. The Malayan tradition of this geography, which is located in the Borneo Island of Southeast Asian seas, derives deep linkages, be it linguistic, anthropological, ethnic, architectural, religious motives, customs and traditions, norms from India, South India, including words, say for example, Dirghayu, Anugraha Hari Guru. There are core traditions where the Indian manner of greeting, the Namaskar and Pranam, is the official manner of greeting the His Majesty. So we have shared very deep historical linkages, especially from the southern part of India, from the ports of Tamil Nadu, from the historic times. In the pre-modern and the colonial era and pre-colonial era also, there had been trade linkages with the traders of Malabar and Gujarat coast coming to this geography. So we have traded, our sailors, traders, merchants, pilgrims have plied these waters, these oceans for centuries, for millennia. And then these exchanges were layered over time with the colonial contacts, with the spice trade, the seafarers, also the Buddhist pilgrim routes, the preachers of the Buddhism who would access the Southeast Asia and the countries of Far East through these oceans. As you are aware, Brunei is the location of one of the deepest natural harbors, ancient harbors in this geography, which is, as we speak, about 10 miles north from here, where plentiful of Indian vessels, merchants, merchandise have been, coming to these oceans. And in modern times, Indian diaspora here is practically 100 years old. That also is a very layered phenomenon that began with the discovery of oil here in 1929, 1930s. In modern times, that was, supplemented by professionals like doctors, teachers, engineers. In earlier days, a lot of blue-collar workers, but now more professionals. So there is, it's an ongoing relationship, exchange and bond. And with the coming of, with the visit of the Prime Minister of India, obviously these exchanges will be fortified, consolidated, and they will get a new direction.
Sir, how do you see the current status of relationship between India and Brunei after 40 years of formal ties?
You see, we have to understand the geographies first. This is a very small geography with a population of 400,000, and we are a continent. We call it a subcontinent, but we are a continent-sized country with billions of population. So there are those imbalances, but then relations never come with the conditions. As I shared with you, that our exchanges have been deep, and despite of the small geography and the economy, the Indian traders and Indian experts and Indian diaspora have been deeply entrenched here. If I look at the retail trade, the mini-marts, for example, they're still known here by the name called Kudai Ranchit. I believe it's a Tamilian word. And you'll find this interloping of our vocabulary here, retained as it is, and these are manned by Indians. So Indians have made deep inroads into the society and economy, and with their enterprising and the pioneering spirit here. In earlier days, a lot of drapers and barbers would also hail from India. For example, particularly from the districts of Ajamgarh, Sultanpur, Jaunpur. So there are very interesting geographical patterns to the Indian diaspora here that have derived, the geographical linkages, continuities, and sometimes the familiar continuities also. There are very prominent Tamilian community, Malayali community, the Sindhis and Punjabis, and over and above now we see distinct Maratha community here, Gujaratis, and a little bit of Bengalis. So it's a very interesting diaspora which represents India in very different and interesting flavors, and also layered over a period of time.
Sir, what are the key objectives of Prime Minister's visit? Any specific agreement or MOU expected to be signed?
As you see that the Act East policy has been a signature initiative of Prime Minister Modi, and India-ASEAN relations have been very traditional and deep. And this initiative comes as a propelling force, carrying that relationship further. So essentially, with the emergence of India as a global power, as a global entity of force, be it demography, economy, society, and in any other sense, essentially that natural corollary of that evolution of India as a country has begun finding its footprint in geographic locations. It may not be as close to India geographically, but as we say that in terms of geoeconomics and geopolitics, it's the frequency of your and frequency and the ability of access which determines your neighbors, not the geographical distance. And in that sense, Brunei and many of the Southeast Asian countries, east of the Malacca Strait, traditionally have been far more closer to India as neighbors than many of the, say, Central Asian countries, which are geographically far closer, but separated by inhospitable terrain. So the point being, Brunei and Malaysia and basically the Malayan Federation of Southeast Asia, along with Indonesia, have been very close neighbors of India, where our interactions, exchanges, ships and vessels. So essentially, this visit is about taking a stock of the ongoing exchanges and consolidating those bonds and finding new ways of taking this relationship forward.
Sir, one last question. How do you see the role of India and Brunei in addressing the global challenges such as sustainable development, climate changes, regional security? How do you see it?
No, that's a very good and a valid question, because as we are aware that Brunei being a tropical rainforest geography, and some of the pristine forests of the world, like the Amazons, have been left here on the Borneo Island. Brunei is a small cusp on the northern tip of the Borneo Island, which I believe is the third or the fourth largest island in the world. And the Bruneian government have taken a very sincere view of protecting this ecology. There are very strict norms here of going about environmental protection and the ecology. And as I said, that many species which are not found anywhere else in the world are located here. Brunei has also been a voice of moderation, pragmatism, peace, and building progressive alliances in ASEAN. May I remind here that the Bruneian sovereign, His Majesty the Sultan, he is the world's longest reigning sovereign. He is considered, His Majesty the Sultan is considered to be, a voice of stability, moderation, and pragmatism within ASEAN. His Majesty had visited India in 2018. He was also the guest of honor at the Republic Day parade. Besides that, Prime Minister Modi and His Majesty has interacted over regional multilateral summits. So essentially, India-Brunei partnership, despite of the demographic, dissimilarities, have both been, the voices for moderation, peace, forging bonds, and premising somewhere geoeconomics and geopolitics on the civilizational and cultural moorings of these societies.